Well, we don't want to tip too much. A number of stories that we've set up early in the season will be paid off. The story of Maggie's daughter, Vanessa, will have an interesting twist as we head to the end of the season.
We'll also be picking up Dylan's story with Milena, the undercover cop.
And also Dr. Charles' relationship with his former psychiatrist, Lonnie. That will have an interesting twist as we move toward the end. Every season we like to pay off the stories that we set up in the beginning.
We do have a lot going. Blake and Crockett, we also have.
The Medicare fraud story comes to a kind of fruition at the end.
And Hannah is back. Hannah Asher is back with Will.
Things that Andy and Diane do exceptionally well is that they set up, they're very good at creating stories where the cases vibrate with our personal lives in subtle ways. And that's really fun to play and to sort of modulate and to, figure out how hard you want to hit it, or how calibrate how hard you want to hit it to trust that you won't sort of like overdo it. But the answer to your question is actually really fun and always more interesting when there's a personal aspect to it.
It starts with great writing, and I think Andy and Diane have taken the time over and over these years, I don't know how they do it, to create these dynamic storylines. And then in casting, they're meticulous. So you work with people that you can connect with really well. And then at the end of the day, the human stories just bring them to life.
We came up with a plan mid-season to bring her back. We wanted to revisit that relationship to see somebody who had an addiction problem to be in recovery and to see what that looked like. We wanted at the end of that story to be hopeful, just as we did in the homeless story. We wanted to end that on a more hopeful note. So we're bringing her back to see how someone struggles with a life after, or during recovery, really.
The great thing about the whole One Chicago universe is that if a character doesn't die, the character can come back. And I think it's fun for the audience to say, oh, I remember that character. And that's interesting where this character is now in their lives.
I think that this is a really, I just love this sort of jumping off point for this relationship, which is quite novel, I think, but what I love about is that we're sort of exploring it actively in real time. We're not like fast forwarding to, oh, they're a couple, and which is really, really fun and interesting and real. And it's like what we want to see. So, and they're really, Eddie and Diane be very artful about bringing her into the hospital so that you see us get to know or explore this relationship in a working context instead of like a series of awkward dates. I'm not saying we're not going to see any of those. I mean, I don't know.
When Andy and Diane introduced the cancer story, I thought it was just a brilliant twist, because it's such a life-altering event that once Maggie gets through that process, you see this urgency for her to try to rectify the past. So then when she finds her daughter, she's living out this relationship that's sequentially just transforming her. Each interaction, each reconciliation with her, she's getting to know someone that she's never loved as deeply before, So I think definitely Maggie's being transformed this year by this love relationship between daughter and mother that is just so deep. I'm really appreciating it, and I don't think it's ever been done in such an intimate way. So I'm excited about the future.